Welcome back to Living Local. It's Love Week here on the show, where we're highlighting all things love leading up to Valentine's Day tomorrow. When it comes to having a healthy romantic relationship, communication and connection are two key factors. Today, we're delving into how couples can improve these skills to enhance their relationship. Joining us in studio today, we have licensed mental health counselor Alexandra Skinner Walsh with The Mad Therapy. Thank you so much for being here, Alexandra.
Thanks for having me.
So, first, before we get into the topic today, tell us a little bit about your background as a licensed mental health counselor.
Yeah, so I started my undergraduate training at Augustana College locally, and I decided to go on and get my master's degree from Illinois State in clinical counseling psychology. From there, I went on to dive into community mental health and really was inspired and loved it there, but wanted to continue to make a difference. And so that's where The Mad Therapy came to be, and I decided to start my own practice.
That's amazing. So what motivated you to pursue this career field?
Yeah. I think, quite honestly, it's a combination of a bunch of things, but I think a big piece of it is that ability to make a difference. I think there's so much stigma around mental health and around therapy and around receiving the care and help we need both as individuals and as couples. And there shouldn't be. And therapy doesn't have to be scary and dark and intimidating. It can be fun and light, and we can learn to make a difference in our world and in the world around us. And I really wanted to be able to give people that ability to do that.
Definitely, and hopefully that we can start to break down some of those stigmas today during this segment. So today we're kind of focusing on communication and connection. Why are these factors so critical for a healthy relationship?
Yeah, so we all want a relationship so we can feel connected to someone else, right? But in order to feel connected, we have to feel heard and understood and seen. And in order to have those things, we have to be able to communicate about them. And so while these are two different pieces, they definitely go hand in hand and influence one another.
Absolutely. Now, I have heard this so many times before that communication is key to a relationship. So let's start with that. What tips would you like to offer viewers out there for enhancing their communication?
Yeah, so first off, we need to know what we're communicating about. So that requires us to take a look inside, really identify what it is that we're wanting to share with our partner. I have so many couples come into my office and say things like, my partner won't do the dishes, or my partner won't put the lid on the toothpaste, and I've asked them a million times, why won't they do it? I'm so frustrated. When really the underlying issue that we're trying to communicate is that I feel unheard. I feel disrespected. I don't feel valued. And while we can target the dishes in the sink or the cap on the toothpaste, we're not really solving the underlying issue. And so that requires us to take that step back and say, what am I really feeling? What am I really trying to communicate to my partner in this moment? Is it really about the dishes, or is it about me feeling unheard, unseen, or disrespected?
Right. I think it's so important to realize what the root is, because a lot of times we're seeing conflict, and those are just really symptoms of a deeper issue that's going on. Like you said, not feeling heard. So identifying the actual issue is step one. And then there is this step of reflective listening. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we need to be able to communicate, but we also, probably even more importantly, need to be able to listen.
Right. That is the hard part, I think.
Definitely. And so a lot of times when we're thinking about listening, we are usually listening to respond, right? We're like preparing our argument, getting ready for battle, instead of sitting back and really just trying to absorb what our partner is saying first. So when we're using reflective listening, we're getting rid of all distractions, right? Phones, TVs, everything. And then we're making the space to suspend judgment, to suspend assumptions, to pause all those things, and to just fully take in what our partner is saying without any defenses, without any of those walls up. We're putting all those down to just say, what is it that you're trying to tell me? What I hear you say is, and that gives our partner the chance to clarify if we've misunderstood, or confirm that, yes, you heard me correctly.
Right. I've heard this before, that it's, you almost repeat back what they said.
Exactly.
What I'm hearing you say is blank. And then, as you said, that they can either confirm or they can clarify that. And I think that is so important. It might seem hard in the moment, especially if the emotions are high, but I think that is such an important part to making sure the communication is clear. So those are some great tips for enhancing communication. Now let's shift over to connection. What connection tips would you like couples to consider?
Yeah, so a big one that I think you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck, if you will, is if you learn how your partner receives love. We tend to go by the golden rule when it comes to relationships: treat your partner how you would want to be treated. But I argue that it should be the opposite. We should treat our partner how they want to be treated. And that means identifying how they receive love. I have couples come into my office and say, I'm giving them gifts, I'm showing them love, why aren't they feeling it? But they're not feeling it because they don't receive love in that way. They receive love with maybe words of affirmation. They would feel love if you said things like, you're beautiful, you're kind, I love you, thank you so much. And so being able to identify how we receive love, sharing that with our partner, saying these are the things, don't make them guess, that makes me feel loved, and being able to understand that for our partner makes it much easier to make sure we're connecting in that way.
Right, and I think a lot of people out there are probably familiar with the 5 love languages written by Gary Chapman. And what are the 5 love languages? I know you mentioned gifts and words of affirmation. What are the other 3?
So gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and what did I just say? Gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch.
Physical touch, there you go. So those are the 5 love languages, and it's so important to recognize, okay, what does my partner need? Because a lot of the times, it might not be the same. If you're lucky, maybe it is, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Not at
So
all.
very important to discover your partner's love language. And another tip, love maps. Tell us more about that.
So love maps is described by John Gottman. He has a fantastic book out there that really gives even more examples of how to build your love map. But at the very basic level, love maps is building your friendship and building that connection and keeping that foundation strong. And that's through communication. That's through asking those simple questions like, what is your favorite color? Or the deeper questions like, what is your biggest regret? When we open those doors of communication, we're continuing to learn about our partner. We have so many times hear from other people, and maybe we've ourselves experienced that feeling of, well, I've been with my partner for 2 years, I've been with them for 20 years, I know my partner, there's nothing I couldn't know. And while you may know a lot about your partner, my guess is that they've changed and they've grown, and so have you over the years. And so we should never stop exploring who our partner is and what's new and what's different.
Definitely. Evolution, growth, those are inevitable things, and hopefully you're growing and evolving together in a relationship. So we've just touched on communication and connection. Clearly there are so many other topics that you can dive deeper in when it comes to couples therapy. So how have you seen couples benefit from going to therapy together?
Oh my gosh, couples benefit in so many ways, not only as a couple, which I think is probably the majority of the reason why people come to couples therapy, right? They say, I want to improve communication, I want to improve connection. But couples also benefit individually. We can't have a healthy relationship with our partner if we don't have a healthy relationship with ourselves first. And whether we like it or not, we bring our own positives and not so positive qualities into the relationship. And so couples therapy is really about identifying those individual traits as well as the couple traits that we can improve upon and make better, because there is no such thing as a perfect person and there is no such thing as a perfect couple.
Definitely. So thankful that you are bringing in, highlighting that factor too. So when is the best time to start couples therapy?
Yeah, so I think now, right? Like today, starting when things are calm, starting when things are going well, because like I said, there's no such thing as a perfect couple. So there's always something that we could be doing to improve ourselves, improve our relationship. And just like with anything else that we experience, when we start to work on those things sooner, the more likely we are to reap the benefits faster and to not have to deal with things when they explode in our face, or we're feeling really overwhelmed, or we're feeling really disconnected. We can address those things before they even ever get there.
Right. You know, I've heard the analogy before. You don't go to the, ideally, you would not go to the dentist only when you have problems. You go to the dentist twice a year for checkups. And I think that going to couples therapy before you even have an issue can be a great way to keep your relationship healthy and in check. Now, you have your own practice. It's called the MAD Therapy. What does MAD stand for? And tell us more about what you offer.
Yeah, so the MAD stands for making a difference. And it's really all about this idea that we are making a difference. Whether we are intentionally doing it or not, we are. And I want to make sure people are making a difference in their world, whether that be individually, in their relationships, on a societal level, on a global level, whatever is meaningful and deep to them. That And again, that therapy doesn't have to be scary and dark and overwhelming in a place where we're constantly just talking about all the things that are going wrong. It can be a place of light and fun and humor and positivity too.
Fantastic. Alexandra, thank you so much for being here and for all the great advice.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right, if you would like some more information, you can visit themadtherapy.com. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com.